tomato cauliflower soup, almond butter on biscuits, some shrimp tempura stuff, apple juice, and those onion things to go on the soup. Anywhere but here got top of the stack against the Banger Sisters, A Bad Mom's Christmas, and Superman. And I didn't harvest very many tomatoes today, but look at that. What a beautiful plant. So we did some great things today. It's just, yes, the aloe vera. So
yeah,
impressive.
I actually grew that one largely.
Yes, well, we did grow it last year too. We've had that one for a couple of years now, but
I didn't kill it.
It's been doing well.
That's awesome.
And this, I had it last year. I had it back here, and the sun was. I thought it'd be great for the aloe vera, but it really didn't grow very much here. It kind of got sunburned.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You'd think it would grow in that kind
I
of
know.
climate. I don't know where exactly they come from.
This time I put it on James's steps, which they're east facing, but then it's shaded by the elm leaves and stuff, and it doesn't really get a huge amount of sun there. And it was shaded in amongst all the tomatoes and stuff too. And somehow, like when I pulled it out from the tomatoes, I'm like, holy moly, like that thing's heavy. It's got to be 50 pounds.
Wow.
And it's really grown. So I'm very impressed with this thing. I don't know how I'm going to repot it because it's all over the place now. It really grew this year. So try some Funyuns in your soup and let us know how that worked out. We got these for free from the food truck. I'm very thankful.
Well, I'm going to wait till it cools down a bit.
Oh, of course. Yeah, James doesn't like eating very hot food. So you can always come over and scrunch next to me. Or you can stay there if you want to.
I was so you could get by.
Yeah, but that's okay. I'm not going anywhere. So you can cuddle in close if you want. So, anyway, for those of you who haven't been tuning in lately, we're doing a Susan Sarandon marathon. So these first three are Susan Sarandon films, and Superman, bottom of the stack, does not have Susan Sarandon in it. So,
and you know what? It wouldn't have been made much better.
If
it was so bad.
It was so bad. So James will mostly talk about Superman because he's actually a fan of. Oh, you're arranging them all.
Well, I'm trying to make it.
That's cute.
Pauline does a great job of making dishes look artistic and not just taste artistic and nutritional. Now I can't make them look nutritional, but I'm trying to make them.
I used to work really hard to get it looking beautiful because frankly what I was feeding him was so healthy that he had to eat with his eyes first to get an appetite to get things going, I think. 'Cause some of it seemed kind of cruel, but I mean, he got his
kale smoothies.
Yeah, and the dandelion juice. I only give him
dandelion juice is even worse than kale smoothies
in the spring. But there, one year we had such an awesome crop of dandelions that I made a whole bunch of juice and I froze them like little popsicles. And I was thinking, oh, then he'll be able to have this in the summer, but no, he did not like that at all. So that didn't work out. And I tried some other things. So anyway, some things, a lot of things he actually got down and whatever. But now we've been eating more fun food and stuff like that. Not as
speaking of fun, the Funyuns are fun.
Good.
I'm not really funny, you know.
Good, because I was thinking I wanted to make a lot of salsa because although you can see I didn't really harvest very many today. This just came off of James's.
She still worked hard today. You were taking a lot of netting down.
I was trying to get it down, but the tomatoes are so tangled through it that I can't really. I'm just going to have to leave it there and wait for the. See, I wanted to take it down because a sparrow got caught in it, and I do not want to kill birds to save our tomatoes. That's for sure. So I'd never had it happen before. I've had the mesh up on my house there for years. Never
I don't know
happened.
what he was going after.
I don't know. But anyway, so I wanted to get it down, but I couldn't get it tangled. It's so tangled, and I worked hard at it, and then I was finally like, that's enough work for today. I'm so tired. So anyway, but I wanted to make a lot of things like salsas and stuff like that, but onions, boy, they just trigger migraine like crazy. So I don't want to have onions in the salsa that I make and the pasta sauce and stuff like that, because I won't be able to eat it. It'll just be for James then, and that kind of sucks. So I figure what I can do is, if I have stuff like Funyuns, or if I manage to food dehydrate some chives or things like that, then I can just sprinkle it on, and James is serving, and then mine I can have without onions, and then I'm not making 2 pots of everything and having to label, oh, this is James's salsa and this is whatever. Anyway, so
I don't know if there's much onion. They just say onion flavored.
I get a chance that
I know
that's not worth it.
No, it's not.
So
they're kind of fun, but
yeah. So that will be fun for James. So every time, I have some soup made or something like that, I can put some salad, sprinkle some Funyuns on it for the next little while. That'll be fun. And I guess you probably want me to start talking about this, because all I did, I could tell you about how I made the soup. So I've been seeding a lot of tomatoes lately, because I'm trying to get as many of the tomatoes in as I can, and process things before they spoil. Like this one, I get very frustrated with the deer when they rip them off to get at the leaves. I wish they wouldn't, but they do, and then I have to use this up right away. And that one's not ripe. That one's a Cherokee, and so it's not nearly. It's very light color, but I can't ripen it. It's now had a deer bite into it. So
that's what
James
a deer
gonna
bite
have
is.
fried green tomatoes with that one.
I like fried green tomatoes. I don't know if it's fun making them. But
anyway, so but there are lots of tomatoes that are ripe anyway. So I've been seeding a lot of tomatoes while I watch movies, and this soup was made with the lentil soup that I get from the food truck, the food bank. It's a very good lentil soup, and it does not have onions in it, which, wow, that's so awesome. Because then I can eat it, and it probably won't trigger a migraine, right? So I put that in. I put the tomato juice and the cauliflower in the slow cooker, 4 hours. Went out and did some work in James's yard with the whatever, and then
pretty well a morning's worth of it.
Yeah, and then came back. Soup is ready. Isn't that nice? You get your work done.
It was
and
great
come
when
back
we
to
hit
soup.
the house.
Yeah, and it's nice too, because it's like you have the incense of home cooked soup. It's wonderful. So
and that was the outside door.
Yeah, you can smell it even outside. Very nice.
Look at pork.
So what do you think of cauliflower tomato soup?
I like those.
Good.
And it's healthy.
I was thinking of putting some Parmesan on top, but
It doesn't need it.
okay.
Tasty.
I tried it and I thought it was okay. So, Anywhere But Here got top of the stack. Not because, like, honestly, none of these were really worth watching. I didn't care for any of them. I'm having a hard time getting through the Susan Sarandon marathon movies, even though she's a great actress and everything. It's just, boy, I'm really not into these drama sort of things, and this is a whole bunch of family drama here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This one's about a mother and daughter, and they're very different people, and I can't relate to either of them, or with either of them, and then brothers. But maybe the daughter, I was thinking, well, she's kind of a B, I was thinking, but then I thought, well, she's a teenager. Maybe that's realistic and whatever.
Well, the mom wasn't that thrilling either.
No. But
she was opening her daughter's mail.
I know, terrible, eh?
Oh, that's unacceptable.
So, yeah, they were, neither one of them were delights to have in my room while I was seeding tomatoes. But anyway, in the end, you feel a little bit better about the mother-daughter relationship.
How did the university work out? Just whisper it to me.
Oh.
Yeah, I got that.
So,
but how did it work out? Did the girl work out at the university, or did it end there? Good. That way we don't have to do a spoiler alert. I was inquisitive about that.
Anyway, so then it's a happy ending, and you think, well, maybe there's hope.
Maybe there's hope. Yeah.
So the Banger sisters, and no, they don't have a tattoo that they share like that in the movie.
Too bad. Not that I.
But wow, did Goldie Hawn ever look hot in this? Holy cow! They
How
just
old is
tarted
she?
her
When
right
was
up.
that?
Well, this wasn't new by 2002, but still, I mean, she wouldn't have been a terribly young woman
she
then
was
either.
around 67 or 68. That's when Laughing was huge. She maybe was not much more than 28 years old. So that's
She
32,
was so hot in this.
34 years plus 20, 54, something like that. Maybe older than that.
They didn't tart up Susan Sarandon so much, and I don't know why. But what they put her in, not so great. But Goldie Hawn, holy cow.
So they're supposed to be roughly the same age or something.
Yeah, they were
They look
groupies.
Oh, okay.
So they have, it's kind of funny. The photograph collection that they have is hilarious. And you actually kind of distantly see it and you think it might be legit.
Yeah.
But
so it's like Keith Richards or
yeah.
Bill Wyman.
Yeah, they have their stars and some roadies or musicians, whatever. I'm not going to
Apparently
tell.
amongst the
They're
Rolling
different
Stones, Bill Wyman, the ugliest, held the record for most groupies and whatever. I don't know what his problem was. He was the oldest too.
Well, anyway, so there were some laughs in here. And it's Jeffrey Rush was in here, and he did a good job. And
He always seems to do a good job.
I
That's
like
that
how
English
it
guy,
was
right?
ending. Yeah, he always does a good job. You're right. But actually, I was impressed with Goldie Hawn in this. Not only was she hot, but she seemed like totally authentic. The role that she was playing, it was anyway. But still, not my kind of movie.
Speaking of not my kind of movie,
A Bad Mom's
There's a
Christmas.
segue. Wow.
Wow, is this bad?
we both said
So
wow,
bad.
like we'd rehearsed it.
Yeah.
Instead of basically the same.
But Susan Sarandon, wow, did she ever look hot in this? And funny. She really...
Was
her-
that where she was in the cowboy hat?
Yes.
It looked cute. But,
Yeah. And
when
honestly,
you have
when
that cast
her,
of thousands,
yeah, you have her and
Two
her
good
daughter,
actors
the woman who's playing her
aren't
daughter.
enough.
Yeah, and they're really the only two good actors are her, Susan Sarandon, and the woman who's playing her daughter. And
they had 2 or 3 scenes where it was just them.
yeah, and so those ones
you're
work,
kind of laughing.
right? You're like, oh, this
Yeah, that's
this
funny.
movie's working.
Yeah. But
And
then,
then whenever they weren't on the screen, though,
it's just the
it
thing.
just oof.
It pancake.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't know. You can't have 2 bad actors on the screen together. You cannot. Can't.
And when it's 3, then it's really bad, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
4?
some of the scenes, you have the 3 friends that are together, and you're like, this one good actress who's like playing Susan Sarandon's daughter, she cannot pull all of them along. It's just
It's
impossible.
like looking at one live sled dog trying to pull a sled, and there are 2 dead sled dogs dragging behind. Oh, I felt so sorry for her, the tough looking.
Yeah. But there were some funny things. I liked the giving Santa Claus the lap dance.
That was funny, but it lasted for about 15 seconds.
Too long, really, for how.
Well, of course.
Because all you need is, oh yeah, that's happening,
Yeah,
and then
that's right.
click to the next scene.
And
So
the sad thing is, you see, it lasted 15 seconds. That was too long.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough to rescue pretty well all the rest of it.
No, there's. I don't know. Anyway, we'll go on to the.
It's worse, folks. Wow, there you go.
So bad. How can you ruin Superman so much?
Mm-hmm.
But they have this cartoon at the beginning, and
that should have given it away because it was really a trashy cartoon.
it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you have Crypto, the dog, in the cartoon. And
That
so
was
it
the
gives you an
worst
idea.
casting and
Crypto's
worst
gonna be in the
writing
movie.
of all the stuff. Crypto is not that way. He's not. His ears stick up, not flopped over.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a furry face.
So James going to talk about this while I go get Crypto.
What Crypto should look like.
Yeah. So James
ready,
will
folks.
talk about the movie.
So here's what Crypto, as portrayed in the movie, is. Close up there. And here you can see him with his cape flying behind him. So now, folks, you're going to see what Crypto should look
Here,
like.
handsome.
Here
I'm
we-
going to pick
good
you
boy.
up, and you're not going to scream
He
because
didn't
it's not
scream.
scary.
Because Crypto doesn't scream.
Crypto doesn't scream. So Opie as Crypto has to be brave and not
That's
scream.
a good boy.
There, he didn't scream. That's amazing because
So-
Opie screams when he gets picked up a lot of the time.
If you were going to be on the big screen, he'd have to lose a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
But
he's
this
gained
is
a little
what
bit.
Crypto should look like. Maybe with a peroxide job on his ears and stuff like that. That's his
Yeah.
pure white.
Yeah.
Would you put a nice red cape on him?
Mm-hmm.
And
James
compare
has
and
in the
contrast.
past. He's put a Superman kind of cape on Crypto before.
See?
So,
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
Crypto looks like.
yeah. And
Maybe
no
about
dog.
this size. Yeah.
No dog is like when they can see that the person that they love, or well, any person, when they can see that they're injured,
Oh my
they're
God.
not jumping all over them and
And
wanting
playing
to play
around
and
or
stuff.
whatever.
No, they know right away.
Dogs understand that the person's in trouble.
Yeah, they'd be like licking the wounds and stuff like that. They might jump up and then go, oh, you know, but like they're not going to be jumping all over the person. They don't understand migraines really well. They'll often end up barking.
Yeah.
But even migraines, like they can see when I'm not feeling well, and they want to be right with me, and they try to
Help out.
protect me, you know, when I'm not feeling well. Are you scared? You don't
It's
have to be
cold out
scared.
there.
Oh, cold! It's a little
cool.
cold out here.
That's a good boy, Opie.
Yeah, but it's warmer than it would be. So, I don't know. There are a lot of things that James wanted to mention about this, not just how bad Crypto was.
I'm enjoying the almond butter too much.
But he wanted to bring up how bad the casting was for everybody except for you like Jimmy Olsen.
Okay. No,
Okay,
it wasn't even
that's-
fantabulous.
Yeah, but Superman is just terrible. At first, James was saying, like, is he a bit body positive or whatever, right? Like the one Green Lantern, wow, body
What's
positive.
that about? The Justice Gang, not the Justice League. And yeah, the Green Lantern.
But I figured, like I said, why'd they make him look like that? He looks like such a loser and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And James said, well, there's lots of Green Lanterns, so some of them could look like that. You know, it doesn't... And then I thought, well, they're trying to play on the whole United States politics right now. So with this movie, you have Lex Luthor, which is way too young in this. And
he looks like Lex Luthor, the contemporary of Superboy. I
so
think the
he
story
looks
goes
younger than the guy who's playing Superman in this,
almost like his son.
which is ridiculous. And what else was I going to say about
Hawk Girl or Hawk Woman?
Oh, well, she's always stupid, so I just don't.
Did they
I just
call
don't
her
like
Hawk
the
Girl?
character.
Well,
Justice Gang, that's stupid.
yeah.
And Lois Lane, not hot enough to be Lois Lane. What else? Oh, Superman, the guy, like the people who were writing the script. Maybe they hadn't ever. Maybe they're not familiar with Superman. To know that Superman, he's like they had him looking all with his tie loose and his
Clark Kent.
Yeah, Clark Kent. So they had him looking like his suit wasn't properly fitted or ironed or anything like that. No, Superman would always be really well kept.
He'd have to be under the effects of what was it, red kryptonite that made them kind of behave weirdly or something like that.
And they had him like having a sort of argument with Lois Lane. Well, that's not what Superman would ever do.
It would be a one-sided argument.
It would be a one-sided, and it would be all her being annoying, naggy, and then he would just go off.
To take it.
Yeah, but they had him acting more like Lois Lane than she was.
He was playing like a real prima donna.
The scenes with them together were dreadful because they're both terrible actors, and honestly, there really weren't any good actors in this, were there? But we don't really expect good actors in these superhero sort of movies.
No, not really. The best you can expect is maybe Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
You know, who's got he kind of acts like Thor might, or something like that.
There were some good special effects.
They weren't that bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did like what's that molecular guy or whatever?
I think his name is Metamorpho. They were calling him something different. They seemed to introduce him. Now, something's, like when I was a kid, when I discovered Charlie Brown, I thought that's when the world was discovering Charlie Brown.
Oh.
That might have been like 60, even after 64 when we moved to Canada. I was just hearing today, it's like the 75th anniversary of the creation of the Charlie Brown.
Like, I knew that it was older when I came across Charlie Brown.
Yeah, of course.
But I didn't know how much older.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for little kids to
So I got to be careful about these kind of things. I don't know when some of these things were devised.
So we both found it was strange, the casting for the, what do you call it, the boss at the newspaper, at the Daily Planet?
Okay.
Because he's supposed to be a jerk.
Cut out the racism.
Well,
like
it's
create
weird
a new character. They make him a black fella, and then he can't be like Perry White is.
Yeah, because he has to be a total jerk, right? The
if
character.
He's going to play Perry White.
Exactly.
But he's a black guy, so
they can't make him a jerk.
Be a bad guy.
And so I don't know what they were thinking
I thought Pauline had figured it out, but apparently I had figured it out. And what gave it away? I was going, where's Perry White? And then I saw this guy munching away on a cigar. And that's Perry White. Perry White is a typical lousy boss, which is a typical boss. He's got to be an idiot, a loudmouth idiot.
Anyway, so there's that. There's
who was it? Mr. Terrific. He's the one person that was actually semi-competent.
And
on the Justice Gang.
Superman was not super in this. He's like
kept on being rescued by Mr. Terrific, and I think Crypto eventually rescues him from something. Did Lois Lane rescue him somehow or another?
I
can't
know,
remember.
But he can't do anything in this. He's not very super.
Well.
And what else was I going to say? Oh, the whole it is kind of interesting the way that they played with the Trump politics, like making Lex Luthor like Trump. And
so a Russian agent or
Yeah.
working with the Russians and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Of course, they didn't use Russia. I think they were speaking Russian, but the place was what, Markovia or something like that.
Eat the leaves.
Yeah, guy. It's not good for you. That's why you end up puking. But yeah, Jimmy Olsen. Okay, that's about it. Superman. There's got to be a million guys 6'4" in Hollywood with blue eyes and hair you can dye up darker, and you know, that has hair long enough that you can get a little forelock down here and stuff like that. A million guys. This guy is a little chubby around the waist. I stick by my initial assessment. By times he looked okay, but and the script writing, it wasn't just that argument. It was he was Clark Kent was smart mouthing. Do you know, like, when you cast Superman, you got to cast Clark Kent. That's the thing that made Christopher Reeves special, because I think he's was like a shy guy.
I think so too. Yeah,
And then-
there'll never be another Superman as awesome as him.
I don't
He
know
was
why
just so
it is,
perfect
but
at
yeah,
Superman.
well, there's got to be a million
And it's
guys.
not like he was a great actor or anything like that. I
No.
don't think he was
he
really
tried.
good at all, but
Well, he tried.
he was
I saw him in
perfect as Superman.
I saw him in what
So-
might have been a stage play initially with Michael Caine, and he was holding his own against
really?
Michael Caine.
Maybe he was
So it was
better than I
like
thought.
something like a murder mystery or thriller or something like that. He tried. You know, I don't get the impression this Superman guy has tried very hard. It's kind of like soap opera level.
Yeah.
And when I say that,
Yeah.
well, Lois Lane, I think she's too thin, but what the heck? Pauline didn't think so. But
I told James it's just that he's been looking at me every day and I'm bigger, and so other people look too skinny because he thinks I look all right or whatever. But anyway.
Crypto, just terrible. That was the worst casting of all. You've got to have a short-haired dog. They did get the white right and stuff like that. Lex Luthor, there's got to be a million guys where you shave off their hair and stuff. This guy looked as though the only thing they had to shave was his head, not his beard. He looked as though he hadn't even developed a beard. It was stupid. Look at him. He looks like a 13-year-old, 12-year-old. Huh.
Anyway, so that's really all I have to talk about. You?
Yeah. Well, there's so much to talk about news. I really don't want to talk too much about news right today for some reason.
Okay, well, I guess I'll get processing tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
We're gonna let the guys inside. Thank you for starring.